How much did both of those things cost? I don't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure they were both into the 5 figures, if I recall correctly. We're losing the center, but I'm gonna get to put a Sera into play on turn 4, so... Well then. Do I have my cake and eat it too? I think so. I think it's this. And then we Sera next turn. Jennifer and Luna both enabling Victoria into Frigga cleanly is nice. Never Luna mid and Victoria right to copy Victoria next turn. That means I wouldn't have the white hot room bonus, Nivich, because they're gonna fill before Luna's trigger happens. Feel like this is winnable. They have 11 energy. They have 11 energy, but they probably don't have enough to just put a ton of points down. And if they don't have a Luke Cage of their own, they probably have a hard time on the left, because both of these are going to be too bigger, right? Once this Victoria hand gets down. So I'm going up to 16 here. And over here, I'm going to 22, 34, 40. So they need an 11-point thing here. I guess if that hit Wicked, we could have lost, but that was only 1 in 3, so I think we're supposed to stay for sure. Yeah, and then Lucas picking it up for sure. Someone said, I tried a deck similar to this and felt like I was just getting farmed by Mr. Negative. Well, yeah, if you expect to play against a lot of Mr. Negative, you should swap one of your tech cards like Shadow King or Luke Cage for Mobius and Mobius. And that's something I think is very, very clear about this type of deck is you're not going to win with this type of deck on pure rate in a number of matchups. You need 2 to 3 tech cards. You need cards that are going to allow you to dunk specific matchups heavily. These decks, while sweet and have lots of sequencing and choices, the pure numbers you're making are not going to be enough to keep up with people. Isn't it a re-release? No, not at all. The first change to Infinity Ultron was a nominal power bump, not a re-release. Ooh, that's lovely for Merlin. He loves having extra bodies around. Alright, so they're an Agamotto deck. Man. Not an awkward set of Marvel stamp locations. I kind of think I want to Luke into, like, reroll the location Luna Snow. I think is my plan. So many locations to change, so few universal presence. Accurate. Okay, this is sweet. And then we can once in future this next turn. I cannot emphasize enough how much I love that Second Dinner takes care of their game. It's in a great state, especially the state Pocket's currently in. Yes, I agree with that. We're definitely in a little... Pocket's definitely in a space at the moment. So once in future, gets rid of this for 2 energy. And I think we Infinity Ultron for next turn. Actually, we slide him into here, right? And then he can threaten to be a 12. And then the Ice Cube's gonna live, but we can polymorph the Ice Cube, so that seems fine. Well, unless they have a card from their deck, they're not beating us here. Which is interesting. I don't know that I actually want to polymorph this cube. I think it's just put 10 points into play here. Oh, they have Agamotto. That's a good call. So can they beat Agamotto? They would need to put 6 points here with Agamotto. I think we stay. Oh, they have images too. That's so brutal. How do they have enough energy for that? What am I missing? They had 7 energy. Oh, Sera. They had my copy of Sera is what I'm missing. So this only cost 4, and then images cost 3, and then this was free. Got it. Did not do Sera math. I unbanned you on the Twitch side, Sketa. Thank you for asking kindly. Hella equal brain rot. Playing Hella. Checks out. I'm gonna hold on to the chimichanga for now. I'm a little sad if this adds a card to my hand, because then I brick a draw. Oh, for the love of Brode. Good golly. It adds a card to a hand, you say, Hogland. Yeah, right. Good God. Okay, thanks to the Castle Blackstone, we at least can play Sera this turn, yeah? So we've got that going for us. Yes? Question mark? It might actually be wrong to polymorph the left, just because then Victoria Hand doesn't buff it anymore. Oh wait, this polymorphs Merlin after Victoria flips up. No, this is perfect actually. Yeah, this is perfect. Merlin is really awesome, yeah. Oh, if I wouldn't have put Mirage here, I could have polymorphed Sera. That's an interesting thought. So the Panther's gonna be 14, so that's winning here. And then we do this. Mirage is +2 from America Chavez. Play Victoria first. So Victoria's ongoing modifier does not get doubled by Panther. So the order on Victoria doesn't matter there. This is gonna be 14 because it's 5 doubled +4. So if I Victoria first, this doesn't go to 18. It's always 14. Do we know the specifics of the web shop rework? So I don't know that we're gonna get anything different in the web shop. The web shop is changing because Second Dinner is moving to self-publishing, and their current web shop is managed by their existing publisher. So, Second Dinner's current publishing company is a company called Newverse, and Newverse as their publishing company is a subsidiary of ByteDance, who owns TikTok, and they're responsible for why Marvel Snap had its outage at the start of the year when TikTok got banned. And the Marvel Snap team was actually explicitly told they would not be impacted by the TikTok ban, and they were surprised when they were, and that's why they're moving to self-publishing. So there aren't any more surprises like that in the future. Oh, Benjamin. Yes, the law banning TikTok technically still exists. It's just currently not being enforced, and Drumpf could change his mind on that at any time. Ooh, okay. Okay. Do I snap? I think I snap, yeah. Because I have Luda into Sera into Victoria Friga. They upgraded our Victoria hand. Thanks for World Moon. Am I supposed to play Infinity Ultron here? I think I am, right? I'm a little sad I don't have second Victoria, but Infinity Ultron seems quite good in this spot, yes? Punished for playing Infinity Ultron. Hope that 13 wins the middle. 13 might win the middle. They did commit pretty hard on the right. Oh wait, purple plus yellow wins the right. It does, doesn't it? That's actually just like the nuts combination. We just don't play the demon. Oh my goodness, we win all three. Actually winning all three. It's crazy. All right, I take it back, Infinity Ultron. You're a good lad. Yes, this is the Infinity Ultron deck we put together at the end of the stream yesterday before I signed off, before the OTA was live. Mill bad, enough said. Mill is likely still very bad. Yes, that is accurate. I would be very surprised if Infinity Ultron doesn't have at least a couple of competitive decks. Making his stones cost 2 is a big deal. I will say, and this is important. If you really want Infinity Ultron, you probably need to be willing to pick up Jennifer Kale as well. I think it's still going to be important to get your Ultron going on a turn earlier. Shaft, thank you for the brand new Prime. I appreciate that. Good morning, good morning. LaCarp, thanks for hanging out for almost 6 years. Infinity Ultron's a sweet one. Old Man Ace, I think I missed yours a little bit ago. Apologies for that. Thanks for the 31. I want to keep a clean path for Beast, yeah? Long time YouTube highlights viewer and finally caught a Twitch stream live. As an FYI, in case anybody's watching this on YouTube in the future, if you have Amazon Prime and my live times don't line up for you, you could actually Prime sub while I'm offline. Shill. Bomber, thank you for the quarter of year. I appreciate the folks that drop in every month and give me a couple of Jeffrey Bezos dollars. You are a big part of what makes my job possible. I need to keep a clean path so I can play a 2-11 as Beast next turn. I'm gonna make this the clean path so I can Shadow King it. And then bounce the Shadow King, maybe? Maybe. Mage Death, thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Oh my goodness! Me oh my! Oh me oh my! Alright, so do I guess this is a real question now. Do I want to Sera or do I want to Kate arrows? I think it might actually be better to Kate arrows, yeah? What do we think of this instead? Or then I go arrow, Victoria. Saint Lovejoy, thank you for the 27 months. What arrows are you getting? Read the tea leaves first. Asking the real questions. Two best arrows, your RNG is on point. That's true, you know. I'm down here, but they have 2 spaces to play here. I don't think I'm supposed to play for all 3. So this is gonna be 9, and this is gonna be 9 as well, so I'd go 18 to 30. There's no way they're beating 30 here, yeah? Let me put these 2 here. Oh, they do have 3rd Victoria, okay. No way they're beating 30 here has been declared. Accurate. Or sorry, I meant 34 actually. Oh, I forgot about Beast getting bigger. I added 4 to each of these. I forgot to add 4 to Beast. Do you think Hellion has any use? I would not be surprised if Hellion is optimal / ideal in like a more traditional move deck, but I also just don't really love traditional move decks, and I'm not good at playing them. So I am definitely not the person to ask about something like that. I'm going to wait to use Aunt Mary's, Aunt May's, because I want to Frigga whatever is getting the Aunt May's bonus. How's Mercury going? I really like Mercury. I think Mercury's gonna be one of the staple 2s for sure. Cards that move have good utility, and she's a hate card for a semi-common archetype. Jenny. Jenny will get me an extra energy on the last turn of the game. Which sounds nice. I think I'm playing into here at this point because I'm not freeing. No, I'll wait one more turn. We'll put Sera into here next turn. I might draw Victoria and then end up freeing Victoria still. Magic. Okay. So I mean I brook a draw next turn. Which I probably don't want to do. I'd like to draw Victoria, yeah. Oh, if we leave space right, we could Space Stone the Iron Man out potentially. Yeah, that's a good call. Tech cards, baby, tech cards, yeah. Oh, I'm not drawing a card anyway, so I'm free gang. My brain's bad. Oh. I forgot about this combination of things too. Infinity Ultron's really going to take some getting used to play with. I should not have played this here because I want to leave the ability to have this combo. So this should have gone here so I could double Ultron's power and then drop a doubled bot into Xandar. And I think we realistically could have won this game if I leave space for that. So this creates a bot with Ultron's power, and this would have doubled it. So I would have had really solid stats here and here. We could still have gotten got by like a Gore or something, but we would have had a real shot there. Do we think these are going to be Sanctum Words? I would be really surprised if cards they already release are set to be Sanctum Rewards. Cards you've gotten from... I wouldn't be surprised if there's like snap packs inside of Sanctum Rewards potentially. But usually when they give specific cards in limited time game modes, they're new specific cards. In fact, I wonder if Mercury and Hellion, who released early by accident because of the patch flub, were supposed to be the Sanctum cards. Alright, well, we definitely want to get Merlin going ASAP here. I think I'm going to let them juke themselves and play into Castle Blackstone. Rip. put Luna here, because it could be castle, but it could also be nowhere. Are any of the new cards good? A bunch of the new cards are good. Once in future, go away Titania is clever. I like that. Can you sub Luna in this deck? I don't know the answer to that question, if I'm being honest. We're playing games for the first time. Any early thoughts about Jennifer Kale? Jennifer Kale is a format staple for decks that want 5 energy on turn 4. And decks that are playing Sera definitely want that to happen. And I actually expect Jennifer's probably really good inside of Surfer decks. Would be my bet. Because Jennifer inside of Surfer could give you 5 energy on 4, but she could also give you 6 on 5. Which is pretty good. Yeah, that seems good. Could Jennifer make She-Hulk Moon Girl more consistent? Probably, yeah. Or at the very least, let you play that archetype without needing to, I'm gonna snap them here. Since I'm filling this, but not really filling it, and they have priority and they're playing Clog. Hey, Simo, thank you for the gift sub. That's very generous of you. Happy Friday. Dradog, thank you for the over 2 years. Appreciate that. St. Lovejoy, thank you for the 27 months. Good morning, good morning. Acid Arrow, those are our worst 2 arrows this game after hitting some of our best in the previous games. So this is actually an incredibly fun interaction. If I once in future here, Werewolf by Night will jump into the center. Do I want to contest? I think I want to contest here. So, Nowhere stops spells, but Werewolf doesn't actually care if an unrevealed happened. Werewolf simply says, did the card you just finished playing have an on-reveal? So I could make him jump twice, which lets me... Oh, you know what, though? This is bad because he gets hit. He gets hit. Oh, you know what I could do, actually? I do this into this, into this, this, and the werewolf ends up back in the center from the Hercules. Oh, Hercules changed. He totally did. Oh, shoot. Wait, do I steal the Titania here? The Titania flipped up first. I think the Titania jumps across. Wait, why does that work that way? We win anyways, right? We win the tiebreaker? Could anyone explain to me... Oh, Werewolf was played first. Yeah, that's why. It's play order. It's play order. Werewolf wasn't played first, yes. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. The spells letting dog jump twice here was really fun, though. Close and trick. All right, we're definitely gonna play some more of this. It's been fun and we've been winning games. We can take a brief pause for the cause to let some adverts roll, though. For anybody that's new here, I always take a break from gameplay while ads are going on so you don't miss anything. For the people who are not subs, I appreciate you being here and don't want to make your viewing experience bad. So we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Don't go there. Hope your Friday's off to a great start. All right, we're gonna play this deck for a bit more here, but I think I would like to take some viewer submitted decks today. But I'm gonna give you the asterisk that viewer submissions have to have one of the cards that released this week or got OTA'd this week. So I know some folks in the community have been brewing. So I'm gonna put the link up for deck submissions, but I'm going to reject and refund anything that doesn't contain a fresh card from this week. So something from the OTA or a card that released this week. Everybody's submit Giganto decks. You kids. If you don't mind me asking, what is Cage doing? Everybody take a shot. Someone asked why the best tech card in Marvel Snap's in my deck. Simo, if you got something, send it along. drop me a link. You posted in chat, or if you're on the Discord server, hit me up in the Discord. Luke Cage catches so many bullets for us. Why would you not want to play? He's genuinely he's not just a tech card. He's also a card that makes your variant slower. Like, there's so many locations where you're like, that location flipped up, and you're like, glad I have Luke Cage. He means I probably win the game now. I had mentioned earlier in the week trying the Marvel Rivals Auto Battler today. After thinking about it, I really just want to play with new snap cards, so I think we're going to save the Rivals Auto Battler for Monday, is my plan. We're just going to play a bunch of snap today. I do want to check out the Rivals thing at some point, but today we are snapping. Folks asking about Kale. This is why we have Kale. So you can play Sera into Infinity Ultron. The big thing Jennifer does is Jennifer allows us to play a 5-drop on 4. I want to put cards between these two locations because Mojo World's going to end up in one of these two spots. So Jennifer and Luna Snow are two different ways for this deck to curve Sera into Ultron. I've seen folks putting Kale in high Evo. I think that's another excellent place to be putting her. Now I'm going to put this here because there's squirrels everywhere. How do you feel about Penny Parker in a deck like this? I think Kale has largely power crept Penny Parker. I think you'd much rather just pay 2 energy on 2 for your extra energy on 4 rather than paying 2 and then 3. The body that Penny leaves behind is not worth the extra energy investment she requires. But if you're missing Kale and you have Penny, that would be the substitution. But that's also substituting a Series 4 for a Series 5 card. But I think Penny probably needs a rework. I think the addition of Kale to the game has kind of power crept what Penny does. I think it's this. I think it's this. Redstone. Redstone's a little awkward, though. Could Psylocke be a Kale replacement? So, Psylocke doesn't let you Sera or Ultron on 4 unless you play it on 3. So, technically, it could work, but it's also really clunky and awkward, right? It means you can't do other things with your energy on the more important turn. Can you explain the thought process of re-releasing Psylocke with the activate effect? Yeah, it's not re-releasing Psylocke. You just don't understand why the card is good. Psylocke is a card that gives you 4 energy on turn 3. Kale is a card that gives you 5 energy on 4 or 6 energy on 5 while letting you spend the energy to get those numbers on turn 2, which is generally speaking a less important turn of the game. So yes, you can... I'm going to retreat here. The squirrels are just too awkward for us. We got two stones that want to put extra things on the board. Yes, you can technically Psylocke to get extra energy the same turns Jennifer is giving you extra energy, but Jennifer lets you spend that energy on a turn where it's less important. I can play Jennifer on 2, and I can still play a 3 or a 4 on 3 or 4 and still get that extra energy at the right moment. Yeah, Kale is more efficient at giving you 5 on 4 and 6 on 5, but specifically can't give you 4 on 3 like Psylocke does. So you're trading that early game scenario situation for more flexibility in the late game. Well, and I guess not even flexibility, like the way to put it too is you have to draw Kale in a more specific timing window too, right? So I actually think Kale's a really excellent design to have in tandem with Psylocke because they're very clean examples of cards that look very similar but are functionally incredibly different. Definitely want to get Merlin going ASAP. Being able to reroll this and get rid of the ninja are both incredible upsides here. Hey, that looks fun, Simo. Thanks for the submission. My draw is not amazing here. I've been pretty whelmed by Hyperion so far. I'm also not a huge fan of dedicated move decks in general, though, so not necessarily a great barometer for that. We would like once in future this turn into the location, reroll the next turn. It's funny that we queued into this after someone mentioned they were glad Thanos tech cards was gone. which you've wished upon me. Ooh, that's actually a good call out. That's probably the best Jennifer Kale replacement if you're missing it. Wave is the card that you would replace Jenny with if you're missing her. It's a good suggestion from the YouTube chat. Not quite the same, but pretty close. They have Wiccan, they can snap me back, but if they don't have Wiccan, he's not going to be active, and our role here is real strong. Brickhouse Hamilton, thank you for the tip. I have no specific deck, but just do something else with Infinity Ultron. We can definitely do that. Jeff, would you make a ranking of all the tech cards from most balanced to most frustrating to play against? I really don't like ranking things on metrics like that are very deeply subjective. So probably not. Don't love that one. Do I want a Collector into Luna into Sera, or do I want a Jenny into something else into Sera? I think getting Collector down is appealing. We got their hazmat. We'll push the button. That's funny. Bob goes after locations. Okie doke. Okie doke, artichoke. Against this? Against this. Lucas is a big, beautiful man, shit. He's a big, beautiful man. Snap to a Bob. I already snapped. I snapped when we took their hazmat off the peak. Someone asked me how ranked was going for me so far this season, and anecdotally, it's been better than last season by a lot so far. What's the word I'm searching for? We haven't been queuing into that many AI opponents, which has made things felt good. Last season there were a lot of bots for me. Yeah, I am in the 90s now, so I'm curious to see if it feels different, but we've not hit a lot of bots, which was my problem with previous seasons. Gosh, maybe I wasn't supposed to Merlin with Infinity Ultron. What does a modern Proxima Storm deck list look like? That's a fun idea. I didn't think about that. And then next turn I'll have 7. Which means I can go Victoria, Frigga, Kate. So, unironically, so far playing this deck, it actually feels kind of awkward with Ultron, because it feels like I have too many card generators, which kind of was the feeling last season too. So someone sent in a tip for us to do something else with Infinity Ultron, and I think that something else is realistically, I think that something else realistically is probably a deck that doesn't generate a bunch of cards is probably what we want to be doing. I think I need to keep Nocturne here this turn so they can't send the Void across. So Victoria left. So Victoria left does not pump herself up, is the thing here. Who would you replace Infinity Ultron with in this deck? I don't know. Hopefully they're not a Green Goblin deck, is what we're kind of banking on here. They're a Green Goblin deck, we're in trouble. Just Mockingbird, okay. Now, I can do this. And I'll still get extra I won't win this side, but these will all be huge, yeah? There are no bots once you hit infinite rank, no. You win the life. So again, the Bar Sinistered Victoria hands are not buffed by Victoria hand. Just so we understand. So the first Victoria is created in hand. She's gonna get the buff. And then we win center and right here very cleanly. Because we do have 5 Victorias in play. But Victoria's templating is very specific. She doesn't buff all created cards. She only buffs cards that were created in your hand. Yeah, the casual +8 acid arrow. Things you love to see it. Yeah, she only buffs cards that are like her name. Alright, and that's plenty of submissions here. Thank you, Jester. Appreciate your continued generosity. Morgan Phoenix Force, that sounds great. Alright, I think we're gonna play a couple more with this just to make sure I've got a good feel, and then I think we're gonna move on to our next one. First game with this deck, 1 an 8 cuber against discard, then a double deck in Bullseye because of Shadow King and Luke. Deck cards are real good. Has this deck been good? I think these little collector decks are solid, yeah. Ultron's had some games where he's been okay here, and he's had others where he felt very clunky. These are definitely Marvel Snap locations. I think this is a human. That looks like a human. Well, I think this deck ticks most of the boxes you want to tick in a Marvel Snap deck. It's got fun, interesting play patterns. It's very dynamic with cards like Merlin and Kate Bishop giving you some random generation. And more importantly, it's got some tech cards to give you a chance in a bunch of different places. Would Ultron at 4 be busted? Very likely. Just so we're clear, I would be surprised if this new Ultron isn't good. I'm not sure that he's good in this deck because of hand size considerations, but I would be pretty surprised if there's not something somewhere where he's like very, very reasonable. I think putting all the stones to cheaper and making it so a number of them have meaningful stats is really solid. All right, well, we won that 50-50 at least. I don't have to play around this card, which is nice. I would like to have the mods start timing out people who are suggesting Ultron needs to be buffed further. I'd like to move off of the topic of conversation because I think it's silly. Please stop. I'm going to get rid of Nidavellir here because they have lots of stones that can fill it up, and they're almost assuredly a Shang-Chi deck. I'm going to snap because I have turn 3 Ultron into Victoria hands here. Oh, they are Erishim. Shouldn't snap. I didn't notice. Accidentally broke my golden rule, chat. Never snap Erishim. Never before has there been a more deserving... Never before has there been a more deserving gamer. That one deserves the social media. If you play Erishim, I hope this happens to you every game that you play. I guess we'll throw it on the Nazi site too. Gotta put some non-sponsored content up there occasionally. Ah, gamers. Ah, gamers. Oh me, oh my, I was gonna hem and haw about which of these two I was supposed to play first. Now I get to have my cake and eat it too? Oh, good catch. They are a bot. A bot with Cape Bishop. Okay. Oh wow. We get to activate Kale and once in future her. No, we're gonna get rid of the acid arrow here, obviously. Mirage card, Merlin card, draw for turn. Yeah, Zubat here. Zubat, dip-a-dop, the boobot, do-do-do, Zubat. Living up the zoo. Yeah, yeah. Has Sera been playable in this deck? Sera's been excellent. You're consistently putting Sera out on turn 4. How do you know they're a bot? Is there something that gives it away? Yes. I actually don't want to... I don't want a collector here because I probably want to Shadow King this Dazzler. Shadow King doesn't work on Dazzler. The Dazzler is +2 from Nico Minaru. So yes, it does work on Dazzler. I'm going to Omniversal. I'm going to once in future the Mirage. I'm going to polymorph the Kale. I'm going to sit on this one, I think, and I'm going to Pim plus Frigga the Pim. That loses the game. That loses the game. I think that lost us the game. You in the right there. We're not beating Blue Marvel though, right? I lose the Blue Marvel. I lose the Khazar too, yeah? This is only 11, 17. I tie Khazar. This is 6, and this is also 6. It's a losing bot. There really aren't loser bots in the 90s. Do we win the breaker into Khazar? Do we? I don't think we do. Khazar would be 12, and I'm going to 14. Yeah, they're getting 2-4 over here. Yeah. Yeah, Shadow King actually makes the Gilgamesh one. I guess Shadow King is +1 over here. It takes 2 off a Dazzler and 1 off a Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is base... No, he's base 9. Actually, it says right here. So no, it's actually positive over there. They'd be -2/+3. Freaking debris gamers. The 3 people involved in every game of Marvel Snap you play. You, your opponent, and Benjamin Brode. And that one's gonna be a cube for men. Hey, look, it's one of those locations that Luke wins for us. If they do Sanctum again this month, will it be palpable without the massive points rewards from Twitch drops? The reward structure is almost assuredly going to be different. Almost assuredly. Rocket Raccoon Surge Bishop. Can I snap them with the double Victoria hand? I don't know. Yeah, they're probably a bounce gamer. I have Luke for the sewer system, which is nice. I'm pretty sure I'm legally obligated to do this, yes? I guess the other question is, am I playing Infinity Ultron or am I playing Sera? I think Infinity Ultron might actually be better, just in case. Also, the stones might be good over here, yeah? I'm definitely Galactusing. I'm just deciding what my backup plan is. Oh my goodness. They're probably bouncing the right though, yeah? We're dead though is the problem. It's like they have 9 power Sage and 7 power Hitmonkey. We'd have won without the Galactus play because we wouldn't have had priority. If I would have just played Sage and Monkey both cost 3. So Sage and Monkey both cost 3. So Sage is 9 and Monkey is 7. Monkey is 9. They go to 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. I need like 28 over here, right? I don't think I can get big enough. They played their She-Hulk to make their monkey bigger. They don't have She-Hulk. Their She-Hulk got played into the center and died. Rocket is free. Was the rocket free? They've Surge Rocket? Yeah, I gotta go. So, we lost that game doing the content play that chat bullied me into. Chat owes me 2 cubes. If we don't Galactus there, Galactus is an 0-10, and I don't have priority, and we win that game with Shadow King plus our what's it called cards. That game's a good reminder, though, that Mirage is really awesome. Put it on my tab, yep. So, some takeaways from this. I really liked Jennifer Kale with Sera, Victoria, Hand, and Frigga. I am skeptical after playing those games that the place where Infinity Ultron belongs is a deck like this. I had a lot of games in that set where, because we had so many other cards generating cards into our hand, Infinity Ultron stones just weren't really feasible. We also had a few games where, like, his stones were really good when we had space for them. But I think the next Infinity Ultron deck I want to explore is a build where we're maybe a little bit more ramp focused and not all in on this hand buff type stuff. I think my initial idea of Jennifer, Luna Snow, Sera, Ultron, like these 4 cards, like 2 good 5s you want to ramp into on 4, I think that's a really good game plan. I think pairing it with these other cards that come up my hand is not it. So Quinjet doesn't actually solve the problem that we're having here. So Quinjet doesn't make Merlin's cards cheaper. Quinjet doesn't make Kate's cards cheaper. Quinjet often doesn't make the card Mirage is giving you cheaper. So Quinjet doesn't actually help you make your hand smaller. You just, like, literally don't have enough time to play out all these constantly generated things. Is the issue. I don't think cutting one card generator or adding something like Quinjet actually addresses what I'm talking about. I think Infinity Ultron just feels clunky with all these other cards that are also putting stuff into my hand. And, like, in the games where I had hand space and we played him out, like, that was fine. Like, his stones felt good at 2, or especially 1 with Sera, but just pairing him with all this other collector fodder felt like it wasn't it. All right, we're gonna take a